Hello students, today we'll discuss about the stability of metal complexes. We know that coordination complex will form with the reaction of metal and ligand. When ligand approaches the metal atom, it will form coordination complex, and the reaction or the interaction between the metal and ligand is purely acid base reaction. In the sense, metal will act as an acid because it will accept the electrons from the donor ligand atom. Thus, ligand act as a base. So, newly formed coordination complexes, we should know what about the stability of coordination complexes. Whether the newly formed coordination complex, whether it is stable, whether it can retain its characteristic for a long time, or whether it will undergo dissociation. Like that, we need to study the stability of the metal complexes or stability of the coordination complexes. So, this stability is quantitatively expressed by means of dissociation or stability constant. So, the stability of the coordination compounds can be expressed in terms of dissociation constant or stability constant. So, smaller the dissociation constant, more will be the stability of the coordination complex. For example, we can see here the formation of cyano complexes of the silver. If you see, the silver reacts with the cyanide ligand to form a complex. So here, the smaller the dissociation, more the stability. In the sense, if the dissociation constant of the newly formed complex, if it is less, in the sense what, it will not dissociate into its individual constituents. So it will retain as a complex for a long time. If that is the case, if its dissociation constant is less, that particular complex will be stable. As I told, it can be expressed by means of stability constant or dissociation constant. So, in other term, stability factors of the coordination complex can be divided into two types, that is thermodynamic stability and kinetic stability. So, what is this thermodynamic stability refers to? It is the extent to which coordination complex will form. I will repeat, thermodynamic stability explains extent to which coordination complex will form. So, what is the extent of the metal and ligand reaction to give a complex? That can be explained on the basis of thermodynamic stability. So, metal and ligand will form. What about its bond energy? And what is the enthalpy, entropy associated with this? And what about its oxidation, reduction potential? All these information about the newly formed coordination complexes will coming under thermodynamic aspect. So, by thermodynamic stability, it explains to what extent metal will react with the ligand. We'll come back to the kinetic stability. So, it explains the speed with which coordination complex will form. It is a kinetic aspect of the coordination complexes. The speed with which, what is the rate of the reaction when metal reacts with the ligand. Okay, so what is the rate of the reaction, and to what extent the newly formed complex will retain in its original characteristics, whether it is inert or labile. In the sense, inert in the sense it will not undergo any change. It will retain its basic characteristics. It will retain, in the sense, coordination complex will retain its basic characteristic, that is inert. Certain coordination complexes easily to undergo reaction like electron transfer reaction, isomerization. Such complexes are labile. So, such labile complexes are referred as kinetically, these complexes are kinetically unstable. Okay, if certain complexes are inert, that complexes are referred as kinetically stable. So that certain complexes are there which are thermodynamically stable compound may not be kinetically stable. Certain complexes may be kinetically stable but may not be thermodynamically stable. It depends upon the complex to complex. We can consider the example of aqua complex of iron and aqua complex of chromium. If you see the bond energies, it is 116 kilocalorie per mole for aqua iron complex, and for aqua chromium complex it is 1 to 2 kilocalorie per mole. So among these two complex, iron complex is labile, in the sense it will not kinetically stable, but this is inert in the sense it is kinetically stable. So among these two, this is kinetically not stable, but this is thermodynamically stable. So this is kinetically stable but thermodynamically unstable. So in that way it depends upon the complex to complex. We can see the other reactions other examples also, like cyanocomplexes of nickel, manganese, chromium. If you observe, all these complexes are thermodynamically stable but kinetically unstable. Okay, this is about the some basic aspects of stability of coordination complex. So it can be expressed based on the stability constant. Stability constant will be considered as thermodynamically stable or kinetically stable. Thermodynamically stable refers to what extent metal will react with the ligand. Kinetically stable refers to what is the rate of the reaction between the metal and the ligand. So we'll come back to the thermodynamic stability of the complexes. We know that the equation delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S. If we see this reaction, it tells that if the value of delta S is highly negative, the reaction is thermodynamically stable. Now, in other words, I can tell when delta G is negative, the reaction is thermodynamically stable. So in detail, we'll see about this. Yes, you can see here. So under thermodynamic stability, we need to study the stability factor in two steps, that is stepwise and overall formation constant. And what about their interaction? We'll see that. Consider a reaction. Metal reacts with the ligand to form a complex, right? So the rate of the reaction can be written as mln by concentration of M and concentration of L to the power n. This is the known information, right? So now in this case, this beta n is referred as formation constant or stability constant. Okay, so the magnitude of beta n is actually the measure of the strength of the interaction between the ligands and the metal. So by measuring the magnitude of beta value, we can explain what is the strength or the extent of the interaction between the metal and the ligand. So this stability constant can be studied under two subheadings. One is stepwise stability constant and one more is overall stability constant. So why it is so? Because we know that this metal will react with the N here refers to number of ligands. So it will vary from complex to complex, right? It may 6, it may 4, it may 6 in case of octahedral, it may 4 in case of tetrahedral complexes. So it will vary, the number of N will vary. So based on that, what happens here, we'll see. First we'll discuss about the stepwise stability constant. So here we can see the reaction of metal and the ligand. If we see the overall reaction, that is metal will react with the four ligands, so that the first ligand, if you see here, M reacts with the L, that is L1, gives Ml, and the stability constant of that particular reaction is considered as K1. Here K1 refers to stability constant of the reaction 1. Okay, so here L refers to among the 4 ligands, one ligand interacted, they took the position of the, or they took the coordinated site in case of the metal. So this is the first reaction. In the same way, so to this Ml, one more ligand, second ligand will come and attack. So rate of the reaction or stability constant of that reaction can be expressed as K2. Same way, third ligand. So the equation 3, 4 and 5 explains you in what way the stability constant can be written under stepwise stability constant. This is the stability constant for step 1, this is for step 2, this is for step 3. Okay, in general, we can tell whenever we are considering the n number of ligands is there, so in what way we can write that Ml n minus 1 plus L. Here we can consider the stability constant as Kn, and the rate of the reaction can be written like this. So here K1, K2, K3 upon Kn is the equilibrium constants for stepwise addition of the ligand. So it is very important, stepwise addition of the ligand, in the sense you need to consider in each step how the ligand will interact and in what way we can write the stability constant for each step, and what is the general equation to represent the stability constant. Okay, so this is about the stepwise stability constant. Now overall stability constant can be written like this. So this is the B3. Why we represented beta 3? That is because the reaction involves 3 steps, in the sense 3 ligands interacted. So in general, we can write overall stability constant beta as K1 into K2 into K3. So this is for the overall stability constant of the above reaction what we discussed. Okay, so that we can write beta 3 is equal to K1 into stability constant of the reaction 1 into stability constant of the reaction 2 into stability constant of the reaction 3. So in logarithmic term, we can express the same reaction like log beta n is equal to K1 log K1 plus log K2 plus log K3 plus log K4, like that it should be there, upon log Kn. So don't get confused here, K1 K2, it should be, make a note, it should be K1 K2 K3 upon Kn. Okay, so this is the overall reaction for the system. So the step, now we come to know that in what way we can write overall stability constant and stepwise stability constant. So this is the equation for overall stability constant, and this is the equation what we return stepwise stability constant K1, K2, K3. Okay, now we'll continue. Same thing we'll see with the example, that is the formation of tetra amino complex of the copper. If you see here, 4 ligands are there that will react with the copper. In what way it will react? Same thing we can write under stepwise stability constant, that is first Cu2 plus in its 2 plus oxidation state, it will react with the first ligand, in the sense 4 ligand is there, in that first ligand will react and it will form a complex. This is the first step, right? Same way we can write K1 is equal to product, concentration of the product divided by the product of the reactants. Same way K2, that is second ligand, will come and attack with the product of the first reaction and it will give the product. Same way to this, third ligand will come. To this also we can write K1, K2, K3 correspondingly. Please go through in detail. Then the fourth ligand, we can write K4 for that. right? So now the overall reaction can be written as Cu2 plus interacts with the 4 amino ligands to give a complex, tetraamino copper complex, where the overall stability constant can be written like this. If we observe the K value, stepwise stability constant value, for K1 it is 4, for K2 it is 3.2, for log K3 value is this, log K4 value is 2. If you observe this, you can calculate. If we know the value of K1, K2, K3, K4, we can calculate the beta value. That is, we know the formula log beta n is equal to log 4 plus log 3.2 plus log 2.7 plus log 2. That gives you log overall stability constant of the reaction is 11.9. So whenever stability constant value is, that is beta is more than 8, whenever overall stability constant value is more than 8, the complex is considered as thermodynamically stable. So that the value whatever we got for amino complex of copper is 11.9, which is more than 8. That indicates that the complex is thermodynamically stable. Okay, so whenever they are asking you to explain the thermodynamic stability of the complex, make sure that explain stepwise stability constant, overall stability constant by considering the example. So students, you should able to write this all these steps with a particular example. Okay.